Hello, 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 hello. Good evening. Welcome to Social Distancing Live with me, Rob Westall. We've got a special, exciting show. We've got a very special guest. Philippa Hanna is on in just a moment. But as is customary with Social Distancing Live, please say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. You know, we're physically distant, but we can still be social. Happy Saturday, by the way. So evening to Kat Mills. Hi, Kat. Hope you're well. Hello to Janice Jones watching in Hereford, and to John Jones, I gather. Hello to both of you as well. Small disclaimer, they're my in-laws, the best in-laws in the world, and I'm not just saying that because you're watching. And evening, so excited for the show. Love Philippa's music, says Kat. Yes, we've got some fantastic music from Philippa and some wonderful stories as well. And please say hello to Philippa as well. If you've got any questions for her, please pop them in the comments. I'll do my best to get them to her. Kat says, nice hair, by the way. Yes, bit of a lockdown, Kat. Anna was let loose on the clippers, and yeah, I think it's pretty military, I would say. Pretty military. Yeah, you've got it bang on there, Janice. Absolutely. Yeah, that's totally true. Hello to my dads, Frank Westall. Hope you're well. And Mum as well. Hope you're well. Up on the side of the mountain. Hello, Saturday people. My mum's on the emojis again. Oh my gosh. Brilliant. Well, we need to find some Christmas emojis tonight, Mum, because we're going to be talking some Christmas stuff later on. Hello to Anna Westall. So my beautiful wife Anna is on the comment section moderating, so please hello to Anna as well. And hello to Gavin from the Rhondda, as is customary. If you're tuning in for the first time, Gavin is a regular, and we always say it's just a tradition that's grew up since we started in March. Gavin from the Rhondda, hello. And the Rhondda, by the way, is a massive valley. It is the valleys, I think, in Wales, where we're broadcasting from. Hello to Angela Price. God bless you. Welcome to Social Distancing Live. And there we are. Landridnod Wells, you're watching from. Wow. I hope I said that correctly. Fantastic. Brilliant. So Kat says, evening to Philippa Hanna. We'll just get Philippa on in just a second. But yeah, we've got some fantastic music for you tonight, and all sorts of things like that. I've also got some details of some Christmas goodies as well. Oh, speaking of Christmas, there you go. Those of you who tune in regularly will know that my mum loves an emoji, and there's a billion. Hello to Joy Jenkins. Welcome to Social Distancing Live, Joy. It's good to see you. And hello from Pearl in South Africa. Is it Pearl? That's incredible. Fantastic. We had some people on from New Zealand last night, and Dallas, Texas earlier in the week as well. So a very international flavour to Social Distancing Live. And without further ado, let's get our very special guest on. Philippa Hanna, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm feeling a bit cold with this haircut, but I'm okay apart from that.
What happened to the wall? You had a wall before.
I had a brick wall, but I thought it looked a bit, I don't know, I thought it looked a bit weird. So I don't know. I've gone for this really, really bland graphic instead, but I can get it back. There you go. There's the wall.
Oh, there we go. I like the wall.
Fantastic. And your background's looking very Christmassy. There, you got a Christmas tree.
Yes, mine's real. I can't change it. It is a Christmas tree. And I'm not that person that's like, put your tree up in August, but I've been making a Christmas record, and I started making the Christmas record at the end of August, so I'm like just not really phased by that stuff now. And people keep asking me to record Christmas videos for church and stuff, so I just thought, let's just bang it up and help the place feel a bit more cheerful.
Fantastic. Anna says, hello all, looking forward to tonight. And Bethan Franklin says, hi Rob and Philippa, 6 degrees of separation. I know Rob because of my brother, that's Steve Quantic, of course, who plays guitar in my band and is the MD and awesome and a really good friend apart from anything else. And Philippa's friend Jess Cook is my sister-in-law. There you go.
Oh, how lovely. How is she your sister-in-law? Who's married to who?
Oh, that's on Beth and not me. So Bethan, let us know. Let us know.
So are you Jim's sister? Is that what she's saying? That'd be good to know.
There you go. There you go, Bethan.
Different Jess Cook.
Yeah, it could be a completely different one altogether. Brilliant. Anna says, my wife says, evening Philippa as well. There you go. So
good evening, Anna. It's nice to be hanging out. Look at this. This is like a way of hanging out with people.
Well, social distancing live, of course.
Exactly.
See what I did there? No, anyway, Beth and Franklin says, I'm married to Jess's brother Chris, so I hope that makes sense.
Right, so you're on Jess's side. Got you.
There you go. And then my mum's gone wild with there's a mushroom in there, Mum. I'm a bit concerned now. There you go. Wonderful. So Philippa, you're a Yorkshire lass, so to speak, from Barnsley, I understand. And
I am indeed, yeah.
But your roots are Irish, you were telling me off air a little while ago.
Yeah, so I am, a British Irish, born in Yorkshire. My dad's fully Irish as it gets. And my mum was also born in Yorkshire. So, yeah, I'm a Yorkshire Irish girl.
And we're going to share some of your fantastic music this evening. And can I just say, Stained Glass Stories is a fantastic album. It's truly blessed me and my family during lockdown. Thank you so much. And you've, of course, got this new Christmas EP out, which we're going to talk about. We're going to plug it to Kingdom Come. Don't worry about that. I can say the things you can't. You know what I mean? So go and buy it, everybody. So, Angela Price says, I'm from Royston, 5 miles from Barnsley. There you go.
I know Royston. Didn't there used to be a nice swimming bath in Royston? I'm sure I used to go swimming in Royston when I was little.
I've heard of Royston Vasey, but that was a fictitious village.
That's fictitious,
from the League of Gentlemen.
Royston is real.
Royston is real. That's quite scary, actually. Are you local, Angela?
I thought Royston Vasey was a real place for a long time.
Which is
Somebody
quite a scary prospect.
Yeah.
So Philippa, sorry. So you grew up in sorry, your dad's Irish. You grew up in Yorkshire. Do you live there now? Is that where you're based these days?
Yeah, I live in Barnsley again. So I moved out to Sheffield when I started my faith journey. So I moved out to Sheffield in 2000. I want to say 2005 is when I actually moved. And lived there for 10 years and loved it and felt like a Sheffield girl. But when me and my husband were trying to buy our own house, we just felt like we couldn't afford to get on the property ladder in Sheffield at the time. So we looked a bit further afield and found this great house between Sheffield and my parents' house. And that's where we are now, still.
Wonderful, wonderful. Angela, by the way, I live next door to the pool. There you go.
Oh, brilliant. But it's not open at the minute, I guess, Angela. Shame.
Which church in Barnsley, says Angela.
Which church do I go to? Is that what she means? We actually attend over in Bradford. So unless I've missed something about the church thing, but yeah, we've been going to the church in Bradford for about a year, and before that, we were at a church in Sheffield for 10 years while we lived there, and
wonderful.
Good times.
Is that Christian? Yeah. Is that the Christian Life Centre in Bradford, by the way?
Sheffield Christian Life Centre is where we went to in Sheffield. It's confusing, isn't it? All these life centres. But yeah, Life Church in Bradford is where we're based now.
And that's you go up a massive hill and you can see the football ground from the entrance. Is that the church?
I'm not very observant, but it sounds about right. It's a very big church.
Yeah. I went to a conference there a couple of years ago, and I mean, I'm a bit of a football nut, so I noticed Valley Parade over the way. But if that's the right church, it could be a completely different one. But there you go. So Angela says life with a question mark. So yeah, that's what we just said. So sorry, going back. This is you guys at home set the agenda. Of course, please feel free to click in with your questions. But Philippa, music for you has been a bit of a family. It's in the family genes, it's fair to say, isn't it?
Very much so. Yeah, it's the first thing I remember about life is watching my dad on stage when I was 2. I was probably younger than 2 actually. He took me out on stage when I was 18 months old. There's a little video with no audio that my parents have of me on my dad's hip at this massive club in Skegness called the Maid Marian Club. It's not called that anymore, but some people might remember it. And yeah, so Dad was like the resident compere. So he was like the Michael McIntyre of this huge club in Skeggy. And but he used to sing and do comedy, and then he would be there all night bringing all the acts on and off. And he was pretty much a bit of a star compere, to be fair. He did all the big variety clubs like the Sheffield Fiesta and it was a big culture in those days, in the 70s and 80s. Clubland was a real, it was a place you could actually be a star. And my dad was a little bit of a name in that world. So I grew up watching him in his dinner jackets, with the sparkly lapels.
Wow.
And just owning the stage. And I just loved it. I loved watching Dad. He's an incredible singer. But he was the youngest of 9.
Wow.
In a travelling show. So born in Ireland, he was born in County Kerry in Ireland. He was the youngest of 9 siblings, and they were all, as they grew up, they all got their own caravan added to the fleet and added to this touring show. So they would pitch a tent up in a new village or town every few days, and they were the Saturday night entertainment. They were the equivalent of Strictly and whatever else is on in a weekend, and people would come out and watch. So that was Dad's upbringing, and just about everybody who came out of that tree is hugely musical, and there've been some real successes and some amazing things, amazing connections, showbiz connections.
Yeah, I want to get onto that briefly because I love a name drop here on this program. It's interesting for want of a better word. So your brother was a founder member of the band Jamiroquai, one of my all-time favourite bands. That's incredible. So was he? Was it Emergency on Planet Earth and all those albums, the early albums as well?
Yeah.
Is he still in the band now? Is he still?
He's not in the band now. He left after the 4th album, I think, or the 3rd. I can't remember. But he's still a full-time musician, very well respected in his world. So he's the bass player from Jamiroquai, and I remember.
Oh wow, their rhythm section is insane.
He is honestly like world. I feel so proud. He's world renowned as a bass player.
Wow.
There are forums dedicated to him. He's like really good. But I just remember at 16 he joined this band. He moved to London, joined this band. And he was just sort of, plugging away as they do. And then he was living his life, and we just didn't really hear from him for a bit because he was just doing his thing. And then we switched on Top of the Pops one night, and he was on Top of the Pops behind this guy with a big hat. And then it just really kicked off, and they were just they were traveling the world. It's not easy for a band to break the world stage like Jamiroquai did. But they were the world over. They were Billboard chart toppers, phenomenal, in the album charts, and it was brilliant. And I love that music.
It's so good, and the fact he's the bass player is just wow, because they are built on that solid foundation of an incredible rhythm section. It's just absolutely phenomenal. So that's wicked. And then of course your this is incredible. Your cousins were in Embrace, another one of my favourite bands from that era. I remember buying their record when it came out, All You Good People and all that. So I mean, when did you sort of discover your musical gene, and that was the route for you to sort of go down?
Well, there was always like this pressure I felt to sing because I could sing even when I was little. And so my dad was always like, "You've got to get up on the stage with me now and sing a song." And I was so scared. I was so scared to go and sing with him. And I did a couple of times, and it went awfully wrong. So like the first time I got on stage, I was about 2, and it was at the Maid Marian Club in Skegness. And I wasn't prepared for when you're on stage and lights are on you. You can't see the audience. You can't see a thing a lot of the time. And I just felt like this was so not what it looked like from down there. And freaked out and cried and said, "Get me off, turn the lights off." And everyone was laughing at me. It was just like something out of a horrible dream sequence. And so I didn't want to go on stage ever again. And then I had another bad experience when I was about 10 with a bad mic feedback happening in a competition. And it wasn't until I was about, 18 really, that I started to perform. But I started writing music at 13, and it was my therapy through some depression and anxiety I was struggling with as a teenager. I just completely lost myself in making music and writing songs. So that's when music became like life to me, like a lifeblood, and so important to me. And I sort of knew at that point it was a bit like just joining the dots. I was just going to follow this music path wherever it might sort of take me.
And I want to come back to that in just a moment. In terms of songwriting helping you during the anxiety and things like that, because it's obviously a very real, and it's come to the fore a lot more because of lockdown, more so than it has been. But if we just carry on the chronological journey just for a moment, so you then sort of started playing local clubs like your dad. How did you sort of?
Yeah. So I think I did my first paid gig at 18, and my dad got me into the Clubland scene. So I did about 2 years of doing every weekend in Clubland, and it was horrible. It was a good education in some ways, but a not so good education in others, because I learned how to just get on and sing no matter what was happening. So sometimes there would be, nobody listening, everybody smoking, just like, and noisy and heckling and fighting in the corner. Like, there was some awful things that happened, and I learned how to just get on with it regardless. But it also made me feel like this feeling that nobody wanted to listen to me, and nobody ever would.
Wow.
And it took a long time to get over that. And still, even to this day, whenever I sing live, I think like my dominating thought is, I hope they like me. I hope they don't hate me, kind of thing. Because it's just sort of deeply ingrained. But it did teach me a lot. It taught me a lot about how to just get on with it, I guess.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I did pubs and clubs for 10 years, and whilst I was working as a journalist, and there's always, I don't know if you got this, but you always sort of, even if some people are getting on with it, you focus on the one person with their arms crossed, looking at you. And that person,
really hard.
But by and large, that person comes up to you at the end of the night and goes, "Best artist we've had for 10 years," or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Did you mainly work in Wales?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, just around the
I think, honestly,
scene.
to be fair, I think Clubland in Yorkshire is notoriously hard as well. And I've never had a bad gig in Wales, I have to say. But I know Clubland is Clubland, but it was tough in Yorkshire. But at the same time as that, I was writing I was doing top lining. So DJs and producers were sending me music, and I was writing lyric and recording vocals over top of that. And that was how I sort of started. That was the direction I started to move in. But I kind of knew it wasn't really me. I could do it, but it wasn't really me. And it wasn't until age 21, when I was at my personal worst, struggling in so many different areas, that I became a Christian, found faith.
Wow.
And picked up a guitar and started to write songs on guitar. And that's when suddenly, like, I think my talent or ability, whatever, had been disconnected from my soul a bit because of the many bad experiences I'd had. Firstly, in places like Clubland, but then in every audition I went, I never, ever got through, ever. Like, I did so many auditions, so many competitions, and I never used to win, never. And so after all that, I felt a little bit like I was in this like abusive relationship with my own dream, if that makes sense. Like it was causing me a lot of pain, this dream. And I was like a bit of a slave to it, because I felt like I needed to keep pursuing music, but it was battering my mental health. And when I became a Christian, I just picked up the guitar and started to feel my way through things and sing my heart again.
Wow.
And sing my faith and talk to God. And in doing that, I found I found my voice, really.
Wow.
And that's when I started to write and record Christian music and tour and share my story and things like that at 21.
Wow.
And it's what I've been doing ever since, until lockdown.
Oh, bless you. And Joy Jenkins says, "I liked you singing live at Creation Fest." God bless you.
Oh, thanks, Joy. I wonder if Joy's from down that way, or was she visiting just for Creation Fest? I wonder.
There you go, Joy. If you could let us know. And Philippa, you then, I mean, it's absolutely incredible. You support it. My daughter will never forgive me if I don't ask this, but you supported Little Mix, which is her favourite group, and also Lionel Richie. Hello, no pun intended.
Hello. Just my computer in. Yeah, Lionel, Little Mix, Leona Lewis,
Wow.
Lulu. I only like to support people whose names begin with L, basically.
Amazing. I mean, what was it like to meet? I mean, some of them were obviously up and coming, and you know they're massive now and things, but others were absolute legends. What was that like?
It was interesting. They've all been different. Every experience has been different. You're always kind of, if so long as you give yourself a minute to relax and remember that they're just human beings, you are usually quite surprised, but they're not surprised that they are so normal.
Yeah.
Everybody is just a normal person, really. I was actually thinking about Little Mix tonight because even now when I see them on telly, they've got this like veneer of they look so immaculate and they're dressed up so glamorously and their makeup and hair is like so professional. But like behind the scenes, they're literally, eyelashes off, hair up in a bun, stick a tracksuit on, and they're just so normal. Everybody is really. And Lionel, to be honest, reminded me so much of my dad because Lionel is like he is like a club turn. He's like the consummate cabaret performer. He's a storyteller. He's got the moves, the way he moves his shoulders, the way he sings and delivers a song. He's so like a pro club singer of the highest caliber. So actually hanging out with Lionel was not that more removed from hanging out with my dad.
That's incredible. That I think if I was a journalist again, the quote would be, "Lionel Richie is just like my dad," says Philippa Hanna.
Yeah, he is. And in fact, they had met in Clubland years ago.
No way.
My dad was a compere and he announced the Commodores. He introduced the Commodores at the Sheffield Fiesta.
Fantastic.
So it's like they were very much like, back in the day, kind of having this reminiscing moment, which was quite nice.
Wonderful. Joy Jenkins says South Wales. So Joy Jenkins is from South Wales. I did suspect as much with that surname, by the way. Kat Mill says, love hearing your story. Heard some of it, Spring Harvest. God bless you. Kat herself is a singer-songwriter herself, of course, and has been on the show this week.
Yeah, I think we're friends on Facebook, me and Kat Mill.
We actually, Kat released her Christmas EP this week as well. I feature on one of the songs. And Martin Bailey says, hi from Manchester, UK. Hi, Martin. Welcome to the programme.
Hi.
Now, I suspect that this is my daughter going, wow, when we were talking Little Mix on my wife's account there. So, Isabella, if you've got a question, pop it in. I'll ask Philippa for you.
I'll answer anything you want to know about Little Mix. Just ask. I'm happy to tell you all the secrets.
Brilliant. We're going to talk some more, but we've got some fantastic tracks that you've sent across for us. Which track would you like me to play first?
Let's go with something upbeat. So let's go with Everything Is Possible. And you'll see it'll make perfect sense. But because of lockdown, and it was deep lockdown when you couldn't really do anything, I got people to send me their lockdown footage, their highlights from the season.
Oh, lovely.
And put them into this video about everything being possible and not needing to worry, really. So, yeah, that's what this is all about.
Marvellous. You're watching Social Distancing Live. Tonight's special guest, Philippa Hanna, and this is Everything Is Possible. Pray it blesses and inspires. Sorry about this. We're having some technical gremlins. I will get the song for you now. 2 seconds. So everything's not possible. That's interesting that you got the video made like that, because of course with lockdown and things, making a video was not possible, was it?
No, but it was.
Ironically,
everything
is possible. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to sort of be like, everything about this season has been like, how do we work within these new limitations? How do we make the most of it? And it's incredible what you can get done, actually.
I've found the file now, Philippa. I do apologise for the technical gremlins, but here
Don't worry.
Everything Is Possible, even when the video tech fails. This is Everything Is Possible by Philippa Hanna. I pray and hope it is anyway. Here we go.
There's a story of unfailing love that echoes in my heart. There's a promise that you're always here. Your word will light my path. We shall not fear the days to come. You are with us to the end. And everything is possible through God who gives us strength. You make everything brand new, 'cause you're the God of miracles. And everything is possible through God who gives us strength. Whether I am rich or I am poor, I will give you thanks. I will lift my voice to sing your praise in every circumstance. Whether found in sickness or in health, I have learned to be content. 'Cause everything is possible through God who gives us strength. You make everything brand new, 'cause you're the God of miracles. And everything is possible through God who gives us strength. For whosoever shall believe, Jesus made a way. His blood poured out on Calvary has broken every chain. You make everything brand new, 'cause you're the God of miracles. And everything is possible through God who gives us strength. You make everything brand new, 'cause you're the God of miracles. And everything is possible through God who gives us strength. Oh, everything is possible through God who gives us strength. Yes, everything is possible through God who gives us strength.
Today we've got a palette project to do. We're going to make a shelf unit like this one.
Banging since me youngin', living in land.
This is a waterfall. This is moving now.
Off to McDonald's, darling.
Okay.
Hello there, McDonald's. I would like a burger and chips.
Got 5 seconds out of it. Come.
Oh, hello. At last I can hold you.
Absolutely marvelous. Absolutely, I love that McDonald's. That was super. Is that some of the footage that you were given? How did the video all come about? It's fantastic.
Yeah, I just had the idea to do it, and then I put the feelers out and asked people to send it to a Dropbox link, and it all just landed in there. It was kind of magical opening it up and seeing everybody's lives. But I mean, just watching that back, we forget, I think, actually, how deep lockdown was. Like,
Yeah.
no McDonald's.
Yeah,
no
come on.
McDonald's. You couldn't go anywhere. Like, it was so bad. But at the same time, everybody's lives continued. People had babies. People got engaged. People moved house. People changed jobs, found faith, and did lots of lovely things like making masks for the NHS. And it really was like, it's something we'll look back on, I think, and think, although it was horrendous and although so many lives were lost, what an incredible time in some ways.
Yeah, totally. And
Marvellous.
guys, if you're just tuning in to Social Distancing Live, tonight's special guest, Philippa Hanna, and we just heard of incredible song, Everything is Possible. Kat Mills says, beautiful song and video. Angela Price says, fabulous, with a love heart emoji there. Priyanka, hi Priyanka, by the way, says, amen, everything is possible through God who gives us strength.
Gives us
Absolutely,
strength.
absolutely.
Yes.
Love that. Great choice of emojis there. And beautiful, says Janice Jones. Steve Gregg gives some emoji love. Fantastic. Kat Mills, need to hear these words at the moment. Need a miracle. And Candice Young says, beautiful song and video. My mum, sorry, I'll stay professional. Nancy Westall says, brilliant, love it. And God of miracles makes all impossible things possible. Gavin Owen, who is a professional videographer, by the way, says great song and video. And we had 3-hour queues in our McDonald's the day before the first lockdown, and the first day it was lifted.
God. Wow.
Brilliant.
And people stayed in those queues because it's because it represented a bit of normal. That's what it was. It's not because everybody is desperate to eat McDonald's. It's because that was just like a little sliver of normality. We had a bit of a Starbucks thing going on for a while because Starbucks was allowed. Like our daily outing was go for a walk and then drive to Starbucks and sit in the Starbucks car park. And
amazing.
Have a drink of some sort. But all of these guys, I'm not trying to shamelessly plug this, but I have a prayer group on my music Facebook page. If you want to join that for any reason, simply Kat just said, need a miracle.
Yeah, sure.
She's so right about, I mean, we all need miracles right now in different areas. If anybody wants to join that group, Steve, who did the sunglasses emojis, he's a member of the group. And
Lovely.
He's just posted this in the group, actually, our little chat we're having now. But,
sure. Well, Steve, if you want to pop a link in the comments, I'll share it. And totally. And anything like that, don't worry about. You go for it. I'll plug whatever. It's all beneficial. One team, one kingdom, and all that. So.
Yeah, and it's honestly, the prayer group is the only thing we gain out of the prayer group is support. So let's
absolutely,
let's share it.
Totally. Chloe Beswick says, "Hey, Philippa Hanna."
Hi, Chloe. Nice to see you.
There you go. And there was another comment. Isabella wants to know any backstage stories with Little Mix. That's her question.
Oh, okay. Backstage stories with Little Mix. Well, I can tell you about when I first met them, and I was about to go on stage at this unpronounceable venue in Sweden because it was the European tour dates that I did mostly, and so I was just about to meet them, and I was really unwell. I was just recovering from the flu, and just felt so nervous because I'd put so much energy into doing this, like going on this tour. And there I was at the side of the stage with a bottle of Benylin, just drinking. But I don't, that's just the way I do it. I don't do spoons when it comes to cough medicine. But I don't overdose, don't worry. But I was just drinking the Benylin and just praying I was just going to get through one song without coughing. And this bubbly head, this bubbly girl appeared and was like, "Are you all right, pet? Do you need anything?" And it was Perry. And I had to, for a minute, because I wasn't very familiar with the girls' music until that tour. But they were just lovely. They were all lovely, and they all spoke to me every day, and just nice girls. Leanne lent me some hair clips one night because my hair was a mess, and they love The Bachelor. They were watching The Bachelor backstage a lot. So yeah. They're just nice, normal girls, really.
Have you sold the ear clips on eBay or something? I bet they'd fetch a
I've still
fortune.
got them. Yeah, it was kind of funny because obviously Leanne's got really dark hair and mine's super blonde, so like they were like little black hairpins. But yeah, I've still got one or two of them somewhere, I think.
Amazing. Amanda White says, "Hi Philippa, you're looking great and feel privileged to be in your video with Ella, my 3-year-old granddaughter." Oh, God bless.
That was them at the end there, and again, like that moment of being able to hold and hug and talk to people again. And we're still waiting for it to a degree, aren't we? We're still waiting for that day where we don't have to even think about social distancing.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but there are much worse things about the pandemic than that. But I just can't wait till we can just go in a pub again or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, go to a football match again and just be around people, strangers. Who would have thought we'd crave that so much?
Yeah, there was something on the news today about how the events industry, and you know, you can sort of put, you know, Christian worship in with that because there's live events involved with it, and you know, we haven't been able to sing together or anything like that. In terms of, you know, your livelihood, it's a lot of that is live events, isn't it, and concerts and
Yeah.
worship gigs and things like that. So, you know, at this time it's sort of gone completely. It's in a right old pickle. But do you think it'll come back stronger? Because I was saying to a friend that my little boy, before there was a choice to go to a football match or a Welsh Rugby International, I'd be like, oh, the ticket's a bit pricey. But now I just want to. I think I appreciate it more. And I'm if I can afford it, I'll be going to every live event if I can, you know, just because, you know, I appreciate the freedom of that and the freedom that we've lost, really.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll come back stronger. Maybe it will. Maybe there'll be a huge flood of people wanting to go to events. But I think that'll only happen really if a vaccine is proven, because
Sure.
because even when the restrictions kind of taper off, there'll still be fear about the illness. So I think we've got a way to go, I think, but then people are eager, really eager to get back to normality. But I think we'll do things differently forever, probably. We'll think about things like, I mean, look at this. This is great that you're doing this. Like, it's great. And some of the stuff that I've done since lockdown, I never would have done without it. But I'm so glad that I've kind of worked a little bit more on those areas of the ministry or those areas of my life. So I think we'll get a lot out of this time. But yeah, I mean, just even things like, I'm so desperate to go for a swim. I'm nearly 8 months pregnant.
Oh, bless.
And I just want to get in a swimming pool, and there's just no way it's going to happen. But yeah, you take the things we took for granted, eh?
Yeah, totally, absolutely, totally. I mean, what have you acquired any new lockdown skills? Because I'm doing streaming that I never thought I'd do in a million years. How about yourself? Any?
Yeah, I'm working on a podcast which is going to start rolling out this month.
Amazing.
This is an exclusive, Rob. No one knows about this
Come
yet.
on,
But
look at this.
The Stained Glass Stories podcast is going to launch this month, and I'm talking to some of my favourite artists, closest friends, and talking about everything from how they've dealt with lockdown to mental health. A lot of emphasis on mental health and mental health survival, and it's been a really tough time for creatives, like you say, because when creative people are stifled, it's very bad for them. And we're ruminators. We ruminate, creative people. We get stuck in one thought a lot. And that is, being isolated indoors has not been helpful for that. So lots of fantastic gold from people who deal with that, and their ways of dealing with it, and then some of the stories behind their songs and things like that. So I'm excited. But yeah, that's been a learning process. I've had to buy new gear.
Oh, wow.
I've had to buy, like, you know, clip mics and things like this. And, and also I've been doing more production. I've been doing a lot of vocal production from home since the start of lockdown. So I've got back into the groove with that a little bit.
Yeah, no, I you gave me some pointers off here on my mic, actually, which I appreciated. So that was good. And also, you know, with you touched upon it earlier with your story that you know, when you first started out with songwriting and things like that, you suffered from anxiety a great deal. Now it's, you know, I can totally relate to that. I've got a similar story myself, and songwriting helps me to express, or used to help me to express, I used to write about girls and unrequited love and all that kind of thing. It was a good way of getting stuff out of my brain and all that kind of thing. Now I just predominantly write worship music. But for you, how important is songwriting to you in regard to all that, especially from the faith point of view?
Very important. Creativity in general, actually. So songwriting there's nothing quite like capturing something in a song and you think, wow, I've just nailed that truth somehow. Like, I just nailed it. And, you know, finding a way, maybe this would lead us into a good segue to another song, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe you could pull up, while I'm chatting, you could pull up Getting On With Life.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So the story behind this song is that I had an experience of a really rude pedestrian pushing past me in the street, nearly knocking me off the pavement. And I was just really angry about it. And at the time, my dad was going through chemotherapy and I was a bit fragile anyway. And you know when you just think, that's the final straw, I'm about to lose my mind. I'm going to break something. I'm going to shout something. I don't know what's going to happen, but you just feel like you're at breaking point. And that was like the straw that was about to break my back. And then I just had this like moment of clarity where I thought to myself, hang on a sec, maybe that lady's having an even worse day than me. Maybe she's got a diagnosis recently, or she's got a family issue, or she's having a finance crisis. And it was that perspective of suddenly, okay, I'm about to take that so personally and make it all about me, but actually it's probably nothing to do with me. And in that sense, I just thought we have to be compassionate and kind to the people around us, because actually they could be that step even beyond their breaking point. And kindness, I mean, courtesy and kindness are inhibited by stress and fear. So if somebody is being particularly aggressive towards you or discourteous, there's a good chance they're having a really, really hard time. So
that's good.
And when you capture something like that in a song, it's the best feeling in the world for me. So anyway, maybe you could play it to your friends.
Yeah, let's hope
to
there's
friends.
no more technical gremlins here. Would you like to introduce it, Philippa, and hopefully everything will work?
Yeah, so this is a song of mine called Getting On With Life, and it is about learning to be kind to the strangers or the people in your life who challenge you, because just maybe they're having an even harder time than you are.
Fabulous.
So a stranger pushes past you on the high street, doesn't even bother to apologize, and you wonder how she didn't even see you. Guess she's got too much on her mind, like a second job that barely pays expenses. Now she has to raise 3 children on her own, working every hour to keep the roof they're under. She's just trying to survive. She's just getting on with life. 'Cause we're all just getting on with living, going into battles nobody sees us fight. We're all just getting on with living, so try to be forgiving when we don't see eye to eye. We're all just getting on with life. So another driver cuts you up at rush hour, and you've had about as much as you can take. 'Cause it's hard to understand the lack of patience. Your curses you slam on bricks, but you didn't hear the call that he was making to the doctor that's been caring for his wife. It's a 3-year battle that they might be losing. He just wants her by his side, and they're just getting on with life. 'Cause we're all just getting on with living, going into battles nobody sees us fight. Yeah, we're all just getting on with living, so try to be forgiven when we don't see eye to eye. 'Cause we're all just getting on with life. Oh, 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 yeah, we're all just getting on with living, going into battles nobody sees us fight. Yeah, we're all just getting on with living, so try to be forgiving when we don't see eye to eye. We're all just getting on with life. Oh, oh,
Absolutely wonderful. Philippa Hanna, our special guest tonight. And Philippa, there's some great reaction. I just want to put that to you a second. It's always good to honour people. Kat Mills says, wow, sounds brilliant. And
Thanks, Kat.
love this song, says Chloe Beswick there. We'll get on to this in just a moment. Amanda White says, I love the way you turned Ed Sheeran's song into a worship song. So we'll get on to that later on. Love what you said, says Priyanka Kumara. And this, yeah, the song we've just listened to, Cat Mill says, can so relate. I got sworn at and screamed at by someone who felt I was in the way. I was so upset and wanted to get angry. Then, as you said, realised to do that she must be in a really bad way. Helped soften my heart towards her and be able to pray for her and feel deeply compassionate towards her. And she says, beautiful song. And Leanne Clare, love this song. Beautiful voice and love the song lyrics, says Priyanka Kumara. And Gavin asks, are you performing on a narrowboat in the video?
Yeah, we went out at the crack of dawn, so it's actually dawn light, not dark, like on the boat, very early in the morning.
Wow.
And then they had actors come in and play all those roles that you saw. And I don't know if you picked up on what was going on in the video, but it was really people who were having the worst day of their lives at the same time and almost colliding, and each of them kind of blaming the other for making their day even worse.
Wow.
But in the end, they're all kind of connected because they're all going through some really tough stuff. And I think what Kat said about someone shouting at her for getting in the way or whatever it was, I've seen a big acceleration in that. I don't know about you guys out there, but when I've been out and about, I think people, they've just lost patience with the situation we're in. And it's got very, very difficult. And the pressures, the financial pressures, the social pressures. And so there have been some, people have had these little altercations in supermarkets and you should be wearing a mask, or why are you wearing a mask? And it's gotten political and it's become so combative. People are so ready to go to shout at each other. And And I just think we have to just take a minute to remember that it's not about us personally. It really is to do with the high stress levels. I learned something really interesting. Can I tell you about?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, go for it.
So obviously, I'm about to become a mum for the first time. So I've been learning online about how to look after a newborn and feeding a baby and what it needs and all of these things. And I found out about the hormones that are necessary to produce milk and you know, and feed a baby and things like that. And it's the oxytocin, which is the love hormone, that enables that. So oxytocin enables you to be able to feed your baby and bond with your baby, and it's also, you know, the same hormone that bonds you to your partner, and it's a powerful thing. But it is really shy. It's a really shy hormone. So if you're stressed out in any way, it sort of shuts down. Wow. And I thought, how interesting that stress has such a direct effect on our ability to love people. That was just, my head just exploded when the midwife told me that, because I just thought to myself, it makes perfect sense why relationships, when people are stressed, when, you know, the household is stressed, how relationships begin to break down. Because actually it's really fragile what's happening in our brains, bodies, souls. So I think it's so important to remember that in this time. We're all just a little bit stressed out, and even if we think we're not as well. That's something I've learned about my own mental health, is that I'm quite positive, but sometimes it's a little bit pathological positivity. So it's a little bit like, it's not fake, but it's almost like a bit of an autopilot positivity. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, we got this, we got it. But actually inside, I am starting to fall apart a bit. So I'm learning to be a little bit more honest with myself about when I'm stressed out, because I think that's super important.
No, totally, absolutely. That's such an incredible insight, actually. And you know, I was just thinking when you were saying about that, about, is it no wonder that, you know, Jesus tells us don't be anxious and worry about anything, which is easier said than done. But of course, if you worry and you're anxious about stuff, that's going to lead to stress. So no, totally no. And we're broadcasting tonight as well on at Gateway Church Abergavenny's Facebook page, and Pastor Chris always says that he operates from a place of rest, and there's such wisdom in that, because of course, if you're operating from a place of rest, you will have that hormone, you will have that love for people, and you won't have that stress. So and like, so the hormone thing, it's not to take away from the spiritual element, but I think God, when he said these things, he knew about those things. If you know what I mean. Yeah. God knows the way that brains and bodies are constructed, and he knows how important it is to have peace. That word peace has just been vibrating in my brain since the start of me working on this Christmas EP, because if you were to ask me, what is it about Christmas that's so special? And what is the message? I would say peace is absolutely the message of Christmas. The Prince of Peace came in such a silent, peaceful way into a chaotic, hurting world. And actually, all of the timing of this is so interesting, because we've never needed the Prince of Peace more. Absolutely.
With what's going on, not just with this pandemic crisis, but what's happened as a result of that, the divisions. You know, I never thought I would see so many friendships break down on Facebook. Because of different opinions about things, and we need the Prince of Peace. And so that's really why I decided to make a Christmas EP.
And was that sort of, I know you did it in August, but was that long-term planning, or was it because a reaction to the circumstances?
It was a bit of both. So it was just coming out of the back end of August, we started recording, and I've always wanted to do a Christmas EP, but I've never really had time, because I'm always too busy at this time of year. And also because of expecting a baby, there's nothing more sort of beautiful really than experiencing pregnancy alongside Mary. Like, thinking about her perspective, imagining
Wow,
how she
yeah.
would have felt, you know, traveling such a long way to go do something she didn't want to do. You know, the government was making them do a census and she had to travel heavily pregnant. I mean, who knows, maybe even in labor by then.
Wow.
Who knows? And then to have that, to look around her and see a chaotic world and think, what am I bringing this little child into? Those are thoughts I've, you know, been having. So
Gosh.
it was all of that, and just really wanting to go for it.
Wonderful. I mean, do you want to talk a little bit about the Christmas EP now, actually? Because we're sort of...
Why not? Yeah,
we're in it, aren't
here.
we? So you've got the wonderful Paul Baloche is on the record, Lucy Grimble, and others as well. Graham Kendrick as well, as well. So there's been a real spirit of collaboration I found during lockdown. Was that why you wanted to get these other people on the record as well?
Yeah, and there's just something about Christmas which just lends itself to choirs and duets and almost like the Live Aid thing, like of just getting together with other artists, because it's just a little bit special and community orientated, isn't it? Christmas. So I've always been a great admirer of Graham Kendrick's songs, and he was very early on in my career. He was a bit of a mentor who took me on under his wing. He's such a great person of faith, and actually he's just so solid. He's so solid in his faith that he's a good faith leader. And then I've duetted Thorns in the Straw with Graham a lot of times on tour, and always wanted to record it for myself because I think it's genius. So if anybody has never heard it, please go. You can buy the CD. I have a CD.
There you go.
It's called Christmas, The Greatest Story, and it's available from philippahanna.com now. If you order it, you'll get it in a shiny jiffy bag.
Look at that.
Which is very exciting.
That's a cool jiffy bag.
Don't you think that's really festive when you love to get that in the post?
Do you want me to show them the website, by the way? I've got a...
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So I'm just going to hop onto another scene a second. So this is where you can get... Oh, that's the comment section there. We don't want that. So this is Philippa's website, Christmas shop here. So Christmas EP, The Greatest Story, philippahanna.com. And then if you go down here, there's all of the Christmas stuff you can get. You can get Christmas, The Greatest Story EP. There's a lovely stained glass ornament. And I love this idea of the Greatest Story Bless box. That sounds fantastic. So that's where you can get all the stuff, guys. And I love all the snow going on there. And Philippa, that's really festive. I feel really Christmassy now.
Yeah, it's lovely. Well, I mean, it's going to creep up on you, and you might as well be prepared.
Exactly.
I know it's early to be sort of promoting anything Christmas product wise, but I mean, I'm trying to do my post office a favour actually, because everybody's going to be doing so much stuff online. I'm trying to get all my orders out before they hit the rush. But you can also listen for free on Spotify right now. And hear, and so about
Wonderful.
Thorns in the Straw, Graham's song Thorns in the Straw, it captures Mary's journey like nothing I've ever heard.
Wow.
Just thinking about the fact that she held in her arms the Prince of Peace, you know, and the Saviour of the world, and yet she, as a fragile young woman, had to carry him and carry that burden for, you know, for most of her young life. So it's incredible. It's a really incredible song. So go check it out on Spotify.
Yeah,
and if
check
you want
it out,
the CD,
everybody.
Order it from the website. I should say, by the way, as well, if you order things from the website, you can choose to send it to someone else if you want. So
that's a great idea.
If you put a different delivery address, and I'll even write a note if you want me to. There's a little note section. Could be a good present for someone. My dog's chasing his tail in a circle.
Don't worry. It's,
could you be any more of an attention seeker?
What dog is it, by the way? What type of dog?
It's a Jack Russell Chihuahua cross. Come here, Alfie. Come say hi to the people. Come say hi to the people.
Hello, Alfie. Oh, bless. Wonderful. Kat Mills says it's beautiful. We listened the other day. So she's already heard it by the sounds of it. Fantastic.
Aw, thanks, Kat.
Tim Button says inspiring stuff as always. PH.
Tim, hi Tim.
Powerful testimonies. So yeah, Tim and Ellie, friends of the programme as well. And
They're lovely. I love Tim and Ellie.
oh, they're great, aren't they? Have they introduced you to the Bean Game, by the way?
Don't think so.
Oh, I'll have to tell you about that off air. Well, very briefly, of course. But it's a card game that before the baby comes, it might stand you in good stead. A good Christmas game.
Okay.
They gifted it to me and Anna, which was lovely.
Christmas game.
So Chloe Beswick says Alfie with a emoji thing, and the comments they are coming up now. Fantastic. Priyanka Kamara says what a cutie, and oh bless Alfie. Alfie getting a lot of love on you. He's beautiful.
Everybody loves you.
Oh,
Everybody loves
apparently
you,
that's the
Alfie.
first dog on SDL. So another exclusive you've given us. Thank you so much.
Wave hi. Say hi. Alfie's got like a few loves in life. One of his loves is the van. You like the van, don't you? Do you want to go in the van?
His expression is incredible. It's like he was
Go in the van.
reacting.
Do you want to go in the van? He loves it. And he also loves going to his grandma's. He goes to grandma's. Because they spoil him rotten at grandma's. And they give him too many little pieces of ham and stuff.
Amazing. So, Grace Cameron says already ordered. You are amazing and my hero. So, guys, if you're just tuning in,
Oh, thank you, Grace. I think I probably sent yours out today, actually, unless
there
you
we
got
are.
it before today. I did so many orders yesterday, so anybody who's already ordered should probably be getting theirs by Monday or Tuesday.
So you've become a bit of a sort of warehouse as well. The house has become a bit of a warehouse with all this Christmas merch.
This is the tidy corner of the house. If you went downstairs, you've never seen so much cardboard. I have no idea what to do with it all.
Philippa Hanna is one of my biggest ideals, says Bex Kendall.
Hey Bex, how are you? So nice to have these people saying hello.
There you go.
And we will do eventually. We're going to do in December a live stream broadcast and do some singing and some carols. So
Lovely.
to give you guys the heads up about that. So lots of good stuff happening in December.
And when is your due date, by the way? Is you said
It's
you're
the
8 months?
11th of January.
Oh wow.
So I mean, who knows though? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you just never know. So I'm ready for anything. I've nearly packed my hospital bag, and we'll just see. But I think a Christmas baby would be quite fun. Have any of yours been born near Christmas?
Well, Isabella was the 19th of January.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a 4-day labour for Anna. That was horrible.
Ooh.
But I'm not wishing that on you at all.
No, in Jesus' name.
Yes,
we
absolutely.
rebuke that.
yeah, totally. But the boys were just very very quick. And Matthias, my youngest, my parents took Isabella and Benjamin to McDonald's. By the way, other fast food chains are available. We're not promoting McDonald's at all. We've mentioned them a lot. They came back, and I came down the stairs with Matthias. This is your grandson. So that was quite nice.
Aww.
That was lovely because we had a home
It's
birth.
like a Happy Meal.
Yeah,
So your baby,
it's a
Matthias
free
is
toy.
like the Happy Meal toy.
Brilliant. Oh, amazing. Oh, Bex, bless you. She says, my faith came stronger thanks to your music, Philippa, says Bex. There we go.
Well, there's no better compliment than that. Thank you so much, Bex.
Oh, my mum's got involved.
Thank you.
Rob was due on Boxing Day. Yeah, I was.
Really?
But I was born on the 22nd of October. So I was very
What?
early. Yeah, I was in an incubator and everything.
Oh my goodness. How many, ask your mum, or you might know, Rob, how many weeks pregnant was your mum then when you were born? Or how many weeks early?
It's 2 months, isn't it? 2 months early I came. And that's the only time I've been early since.
So what, has she been about 30 or 32 weeks or something like that?
Do you know, I really get confused with the week thing. I
She's
don't
going to tell
know.
me now.
Yeah.
Your mum. She's
How
gonna
many
tell
weeks,
me.
Mum? How many weeks were you? She'll know. I get told every
'Cause
year that my head was the size of a
32.
satsuma.
Oh.
So
And you turned out great, so.
yeah, I mean, Gosh, it's the size of a melon now, but yeah. Bex Kendall says, I met Philippa at Greenbelt 2016 and she spoke to me for at least an hour. Oh, God bless.
Oh, Greenbelt's a good festival. I've only done it once or twice.
It's near Bath, or was near Bath, wasn't it, I think? Is it near Bath? My mum says, there you go, he was 10 weeks early. Wow. I was 30 weeks, she says.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So I'm 33 weeks now.
Gosh.
So, yeah, it's hard to imagine it happening now. That must have been so scary.
Yeah.
And it must have been so scary to have to be separate from you, you know, to have you basically carrying on growing in a little box for weeks and weeks.
There's been lots of stories growing up, and I kind of sort of resented them because, you know, when you're young, you don't want to be told that, oh, your head was the size of a satsuma and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to be told stuff like that or reminded of it. But recently I've learned more about the story, and Dad sort of said something about the story that I didn't know, and it's quite humbling. And yeah, apparently he was touch and go, and I was in an incubator and things, and God gave me breath, and we were doing a worship event, and Dad came up and shared some of this story, and I didn't even know he was going to say that. And then one of the songs we had lined up was, I call it the lung song, but it's your breath in our lungs, so I pour out my praise. And when I sang that after he'd said that, I was gone. You know, I was just gone. And every time I sing that song now, because we're human, and sometimes you're singing a song and you might not be in the mood for it, or, you know, something will distract you about this, that, or the other. There's so much going on. But when you're worshipping, whenever I sing that song, if I am out of line or out of kilter or not on it, does that get me back on track. It's just, it's just a special song for me, that one, because of the story behind it, you know. But yeah, that's
incredible. I mean, we're kind of nearing the end of our time together, so if you wanted to do one more song, there's a good segue we can take from here, which is the song Against the Odds.
Lovely.
I was just thinking while you were saying, like, you know, all the odds were stacked against you as a preemie baby, little preemie, and life is fragile, but it's also completely unbreakable.
Sure.
God is in charge. So if he decides a baby born at 30 weeks is going to become Rob and have guitar and songs and podcasts, and it's like nothing is going to get in the way of that. And I think the same for everybody watching and listening now, whatever it is you're going through, whatever odds are stacked against you right now, stacked against your dreams or your future or your marriage or your job, at the end of the day, God is above the odds. He top trumps the odds, because destiny is in his hands, and that's his currency, is, you know, what is written will take place. So there've been times during the pregnancy where I felt anxious for obvious reasons.
Yeah, of course.
You know, there's a pandemic, our work's been taken away, like there's so many reasons, but I keep trying to remind myself that her life is in his hands, and so I don't need to be so filled with fear about it. Just need to trust him with her. So
he's in control. He's in control, and so Against the Odds. We are having some technical difficulties on the video front, so this might be a bit clunky. But hey, we're being social. It's not ultra professional in that regard. So just as a disclaimer. Thank you, Philippa. So Against the Odds by tonight's special guest, Philippa Hanna, and I'm going to pop the video in now. Thank you very much.
When the doctor says we're out of options, when the one you love walks out the door, when the money's low but those bills keep coming, and it's hard to have faith in the storm, when the world says I don't have what it takes, I will steady is for my good, and this is for your glory. So I will lay it down, and I will lift my eyes. 'Cause I believe my God is able to make any mountain move, to reach and pull me through. I am yours, and you are faithful. No matter where I am, I'm in your hands, and I will stand against the odds, 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 oh, against the odds, against the odds.
Wonderful, absolutely fantastic. Against the Odds by tonight's special guest, Philippa Hanna. Absolutely, as I call it, a banging tune, Philippa. That's wonderful, wonderful. And so right on as well for this season as well. As I'm not alone in thinking that. Beth Draper says, I love Against the Odds. I had this on repeat all yesterday morning. It's such a song for this season. And Kat Mills says, wow, you have no idea how much I need to hear this. Wonderful. And there's loads of love arts and emojis. I mean, go through the comments afterwards. I don't think I've got time to pop them all to you, but wonderful, wonderful. A great video as well, by the way. Love it, absolutely love it.
Thank you.
There we are. Priyanka says, love the lyrics, so powerful. Mum says, strong words, faithful God. There we are. Philippa, you've got Stained Glass Stories is out as well. And guys, it is an absolutely top-notch album. It's blessed me and Anna so much. It's wonderful. I just want to honour you publicly just by saying that. Please check that out and go and get it. It's also available in vinyl, as Gavin pointed out earlier, which I love a bit of vinyl. And also the Greatest Story EP is out now, featuring Paul Baloche as well, Graham Kendrick, Lucy Grimble. Forgive me, I don't know all the names by heart, but some other incredible artists who've teamed up with Philippa for this wonderful Christmas present. What a great Christmas present you could give to somebody, the gift of hope, as well as the Bless Boxes, of course. The Bless Boxes, what a great idea that is.
You're doing such a good job, Rob. You should do QVC.
Well, I've got the haircut for it now anyway, so yeah, absolutely. I need to insure my hands for £10 million. So absolutely. So so Philippa, well, thank you so much for coming on tonight, and thank you for not just the music, which is awesome, it goes without saying, and a lot of people here are familiar with your music, but your insight and what you've brought from what God has inspired you to say and give to us. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we say goodnight?
Just want to tell you all that you're loved and you're going to get through whatever it is that you're going through. I think it's really important to acknowledge that this has been a tough year, and if you're feeling out of sorts, it's not any wonder, really. But we will get through this, and I just want to encourage you with that, really, and say thank you so much for tuning in. And if you want any more info about anything I've said or me or my music, philippahanna.com is where it all is. And you can listen on Spotify for free, or you can buy CDs, or just stay connected on socials.
Great, guys. I want to encourage you to buy the CDs because it costs a lot of money to make these records, and Philippa is super talented, super anointed. Let's bless her, let's help her continue to do what she does, and bless us with the incredible gift that God's given her. Please get a CD or a vinyl. Even though somebody says, Chloe says, what's a vinyl? That's for another show.
What's a vinyl? I'll show you what vinyl is. She's gonna know when she sees it. She'll know what it is.
It looks really cool, by the way. They're coloured vinyls. They're available.
This is not mine. This is a signed vinyl by The Feeling, but this is what a vinyl is, Chloe. It's basically that's CDs. Wait, there must be a vinyl in here somewhere. It's a record. It's like a big CD, but it goes on a record player.
Wonderful.
But my vinyls are bright yellow. sunshine burst yellow.
Oh, there you go. Bit of colour at Christmas. We all need a bit of colour in our lives.
And you guys should check out Rob's music as well, because some of the people who've tuned in might have come from my page and might not know your music. So don't forget to go check out Rob as well.
Oh, thank you. Bless you for saying that. Thank you. Thank you very much. And that's available at robwestallmusic.com. There you go. Thank you, Philippa, and God bless you. Thank you very much indeed, and we wish you all the best with the baby, and pray for a safe delivery, and just a wonderful, blessed time for you and your husband as two become three. Wonderful.
Yes, indeed. Or 3 become 4 if you count the dog.
Of course, not forgetting Alfie. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. We're going to play out tonight with one of Philippa's song. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it before we go? It's called You're Still God.
Yeah, about 2 years ago, as a family, we went through a really tough time. We had a church split that was extremely traumatic and messy. We had family members divorcing, and just a lot of unexpected upheaval. And I remember thinking, like, who can we count on? Because the pastoral team is falling apart, and our families are struggling. And I just thought, we have to remember God is still God, even when people fall apart, and when things that we know and we're so used to, and things that we thought were absolutely secure, when they fall apart, God does not fall apart. He's still good, and he's still God. Absolutely. That's what this song's about. And thank you so much for having me, Rob.
Oh, God bless you, Philippa. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. And I'll have a quick word with you off air in just a moment. But this is You're Still God by tonight's special guest, the wonderful Philippa Hanna. Don't forget to check out her Christmas EP, and also there's a Bless box and the Stained Glass Windows story and the other albums as well. Check them all out on her website. God bless you, Philippa. This is You're Still God.
When all foundations have been shaken, when I'm left standing in the dark, and all I feel is my heart breaking, you still reign and you're still God. And when it feels all hope is fading, the heavy questions hit so hard, and though my soul may feel forsaken, you still reign and you're still God. Though I can't see what's before me, I know that I can trust your heart. And this one truth will be my story. You still reign and you're still God. I will declare that you are with me, though voices whisper that you're not. You'll never leave me nor forsake me, 'cause you still reign and you're still God. Though I can't see what's before me, I know that I can trust your heart. And this one truth will be my story, that you still reign and you're still God. So though I can't see what's before me, I know that I can trust your heart. And this one truth will be my story, that you still reign and you're still God. I know you reign trust the victory of your cross and fix my eyes upon you, Jesus. For you are God and I am not. You are good and you are faithful, as you have been from the start. You working all things for your glory, 'cause you still reign and you're still God. And though I can't see what's before me, I know that I can trust your heart. And this one truth will be my story. Yes, it will. That you still reign and you're still God. Yes, this one truth will be my story. You still reign and you're still God.
Absolutely fantastic. What a wonderful way to end tonight's programme. Thank you so much to Philippa Hanna. Wonderful, wonderful guest this evening. Wonderful music. I know so many of you are blessed and touched by it. Just a quick goodbye from me, just to say that Social Distancing Live returns on Monday, 8 o'clock, at this place where you're watching from now. We'll be broadcasting from all the places you're tuning in from. So God bless you from me, Rob Westall. Thank you once again to Philippa Hanna, and good night, good bless. Have a great rest of the weekend. All the best.